Okay, let's see here. Hello? No. Um, hmm. I'm thinking. I'm thinking. Oh, hi. What am I doing? Well, I'm not sure. I'm not sure what to do with this. Someone told me that I need to do a better job at thinking on my feet. So I thought maybe if I held my shoes to my head, my feet, that would be the same thing. Feet, brain, thinker, thinking on my feet. Or maybe if I, no, it won't work. Well, you mean I can't think on my feet like that? It won't work. Okay. Well, what did they mean then if I'm not using my shoe to think on my feet? Well, maybe you've heard that before, right? To think on your feet, that phrase. Yeah. Well, honestly, I think I know what it means. I think it means to be able to think clearly in times of stress, especially when needing to form a solution to a pressing problem. For instance, we could say, thank goodness you were able to think on your feet and find another way to stop the pipe from leaking, or else the whole basement would have been flooded. You thought on your feet. So if you think on your feet, you make good decisions quickly and you react quickly when things change. You know, we learn to make adjustments in life sometimes, don't you? Like, think about it. If you're at your favorite restaurant and you're getting your meal and it comes with two sides, right? It's an entree and two sides. And so you have your choice. And let's say you pick baked beans and cucumber salad. And they say, oh, I'm so sorry, we're out of baked beans. What other side would you like? Well, they're not going to wait around for you, right? So you need to think quickly of what your other options are and what you want. So you think on your feet when you order something that has changed. Life can be filled with changes and adjustments. I think we know that. Sometimes our plans can work, and sometimes we have to change our plans, and sometimes we have to change our plans fairly quickly to think on our feet. In the Old Testament, there's a book called Ecclesiastes, and in this book of Ecclesiastes, there are a lot of wise words. And there's this one chapter, Ecclesiastes 3, where there are a number of phrases that talk about thinking quickly on our feet, perhaps, because it's called There's a Time for Everything passage. And I bet you've heard it. You might have even heard a song about it, all right? It says there's a time for everything. There's a time for everything that is done on the earth. There is a time to be born and there's a time to die. There is a time to plant and there's a time to pull up what is planted. There is a time to kill and there's a time to heal. There is a time to tear down and there is a time to build up. There is a time to weep and there's a time to laugh. There is a time to be sad and there's a time to dance. There is a time to scatter stones and there's a time to gather them. There is a time to embrace someone and there's a time not to embrace. There is a time to search and there's a time to stop searching. There is a time to keep and there's a time to throw away. There is a time to tear and there's a time to mend. There is a time to be silent and there's a time to speak. There is a time to love and there's a time to hate. There is a time for war and there's a time for peace. Well, with all of those times, you know that there's going to be changes in life, and we have to discern and sometimes think quickly on our feet, what is this the best time for, right? Yeah. So we don't pull off our shoes and put them up next to our head. No, actually we use our mind, the brain that has been blessed to us by our Creator God, who has said, take the time to think. All right? Think about all of this. Now, we also need to learn that we can't change everything, right? And even if we are quick thinkers and we think quickly on our feet, sometimes those plans don't always come about. The Apostle Paul also has some very good advice on what happens when we find ourselves in situations where we don't always have control over things. It's found in Philippians 4, and I bet you've heard this before. Paul says, I've learned to be content no matter what happens to me. I know what it's like not to have what I need, and I know what it's like to have more than I need. I have learned the secret of being content no matter what happens. I am content whether I am well fed or hungry, I am content whether I have more than enough or not enough. And why was the Apostle Paul so content, or how did he learn to be so content? He learned that through some tough times, through times of change, through times where he had to think on his feet, but most of all through times where he knew that God was with him every day, every minute, every second. So, you know that too, right? I hope God is with you. And even when times change, when circumstances change and you need to think on your feet quickly sometimes, God is with you and He is caring for you and He is helping you through those times. So I guess I can put my shoe down. I can't think on my feet like that. I will think on my feet using God's presence in my life as a guide. I hope that you have a day filled with joy, good decisions, and peace.